Greetings to all of you, my dear sisters and brothers, and my dear friends. This is your pastor, Yeti. Today in Awareness, we're going to talk about awareness without evaluating everything. But let us take a moment and open our minds and hearts for the one who says to us, I am who I am, and I will never leave you as orphans. Heavenly Father, you are our breath. And some people coming in a new day, some people go to sleep, some people are already somewhere in noontime. Oh, my Father, it's so all different. And still we can say that we are bound in your spirit, bound as one family, doing our stuff, because everyone has a different life. Even when there are 5 or 6 people in the same house, we all have our differences, we all have our different emotions. Name it, Lord. We are all unique. And as I pray for all who are listening to in the new meditation, that our hearts will find that what needs to be discovered. And we know, Father, and at least I want to pray that we go in that direction, that there is no hurry. Coming to you is resting in you. And oh, we are so much in a run. We want to change our life in just a second. And it's not happening. Because it is a life that cannot change in just a second. But it needs an awareness where we exactly are. And I think as much as people who don't know you or don't want to know you, with all my respect for them, this kind of a change that happens in our life when our thoughts coming deeper in our soul. And everyone has a heart and a soul, and have a mind, have a brain. And I pray that your Holy Spirit will dig deep with His gentleness and His love in the places that we don't want to touch. I pray that you, my gentleman, my spouse, will make more indwelling in all of our hearts, so that our minds and hearts will be reunited again in harmony. And when we speak words, that they will touch others. And that will change others' lives. But as far as we have to go now, Father, guide us with your Holy Spirit and leads us on the way that we already walk. And if we come on a crossroad, that we don't rush to get the next street, but help us to view if we have to go straight or left or right. Thank you for your compassion. Thank you for your patience. And oh, so much we need that, Father. But my heart knows that every step we take it's not a waste of time. Even it is a time that we don't feel good. We have pain. Or we feel that our life is stuck in so many things that happens in our life. And we can't fill that in what it is. But my dear Father, my amazing God, fill the hearts of the faithful. Make them ready to go out and make that difference in this world. We ask that as we go through our meditations, that your Holy Spirit gives us revelations in the study we need to do in the Holy Scriptures and following in the footsteps of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Awareness without evaluating everything. Do you want to change the world? How about beginning with yourself? I think this is words that I think I heard so many times in my own life. I think it's not wrong to, if you visualize the world, that you want to have some changes, and I think a lot of changes. But what about to start with yourself? I think this is the most safe place to start with yourself. You're going to recognize, at least if you want to face the truth in your life, that the further we go, the more light will come in and the more the shadows will disappear. Will we all have shadows? And if we say we don't, I think, well, when God separated the light from the darkness, we have to understand that as humanity, even the closest we are to our God, and a part of that divine is in us, we still have some shadows. And this is the awareness that we have to face that there is. And an encouragement I want to give to you is that don't focus too much on that shadow part. You have to face it. It's there. But don't stay too long there. Move on to another place where you feel better. And you will see after a while that shadows disappear. That you got some solutions or peace. So how about beginning with yourself? How about being transformed yourself first? But how do you achieve that? Through observation, through understanding, with no interference or judgment on your part. Because what you judge, you cannot understand. When you say of someone, he is a communist, understanding has stopped at that moment. You slapped a label on him. She is a capitalist. Understanding has stopped at that moment. You slapped a label on her. And if the label carries undertones of approval or disapproval, so much the worse. How are you going to understand what you disapprove of? Or what you approve of, for that matter? All of this sounds like a new world, doesn't it? No judgment, no commentary, no attitude. One simply observes, one studies, one watches, without the desire to change what is. Because if you desire to change what is into what you think should be, you no longer understand. A dog trainer attempts to understand a dog so that he can train the dog to perform certain tricks. A scientist observes the behavior of ants with no further end in view than to study ants, to learn as much as possible about them. He has no other aim. He is not attempting to train them or get anything out of them. He's interested in ants. He wants to learn as much as possible about them. That's his attitude. The day you attain a posture like that, you will experience a miracle. You will change effortlessly, correctly. Change will happen. You will not have to bring it about. As the light of awareness settles on your darkness, whatever is evil will disappear. Whatever is good will be fostered. You will have to experience that for yourself. But this calls for a disciplined mind. And when I say disciplined, I'm not talking about effort. I'm talking about something else. Have you ever studied an athletic? His or her whole life is sports, but what a disciplined life he or she leads. And look at a river as it moves toward the sea. It creates its own banks that contain it. When there's something within you that moves in the right direction, it creates its own discipline. The moment you get bitten by the bug of awareness. Oh, it's so delightful. It's the most delightful thing in the world. The most important, the most delightful. There's nothing so important in the world as awakening. Nothing. And, of course, it is also discipline in its own way. There's nothing so delightful as being aware. Would you rather live in darkness? Would you rather act and not be aware of your actions? Talk and not be aware of your words? Would you rather listen to people and not be aware of what you're hearing? Or see things and not be aware of what you're looking at? The great Socrates said, the unaware life is not worth living. That's a self-evident truth. Most people don't live aware lives. They live mechanical lives, mechanical thoughts, generally somebody else, mechanical emotions, mechanical actions, mechanical reactions. Do you want to see how mechanical you really are? My, that's a lovely shirt you're wearing. You feel good hearing that. For a shirt, for heaven's sake. You feel proud of yourself when you hear that. People come over to my, people say that, and I think they are honest to say that if you like that t-shirt or you like something that you change in your house. And of course we're proud of that, and we should be proud of that. Disarmed everybody has to be disarmed in the final liberation. I'm an ass, you're an ass. And normally the way it goes, I press a button and you're up. I press another button and you're down. And you like that. How many people do you know who are unaffected by praise or blame? That isn't human, we say. Human means that you have to be a little monkey so everybody can twist your tail and you do whatever you ought to be doing. But is that human? If you find me charming, it means that right now you're in a good mood, nothing more. It also means that I fit your shopping list. We all carry a shopping list around, and it's as though you've got the measure up to this list. Tail dark handsome, according to my tastes. I like the sound of his voice, you say. I'm in love. You're not in love, you silly ass. Anytime you're in love, I hesitate to say this. You're being particularly a sign-in. Sit down and watch what's happening to you. You're running away from yourself. You want to escape. Somebody once said, thank God for reality and for the means to escape from it. So that's what's going on. We are so mechanical, so controlled. You write books about being controlled and how wonderful it is to be controlled and how necessary it is that people tell you you're okay. Then you'll have a good feeling about yourself. How wonderful it is to be in prison. Or as somebody said to me, to be in your cage. Do you like being in prison? Do you like being controlled? Let me tell you something. If you ever let yourself feel good when people tell you that you're okay, you are preparing yourself to feel bad when they tell you you're not good. As long as you live to fulfill other people's expectations, you better watch what you wear, how you comb your hair, whether your shoes are polished. In short, whether you live up to every damned expectation of theirs. Do you call that human? This is what you'll discover when you observe yourself. You'll be horrified. The fact of the matter is that you're neither okay nor not okay. You may fit the current mood or trend or fashion. Does that mean you've become okay? Does your okayness depend on that? Does it depend on what people think of you? Jesus Christ must have been pretty not okay by those standards. You are not okay. You are not okay, and you're not okay. You're you. I hope that is going to be the big discovery, at least for some of you. If 3 or 4 of you makes this discovery during these days that you walk in through this study of awareness, it would be a wonderful thing, and I hope for more. You will make great discoveries. I always want to encourage you. Even if we hear strong words, it's not to blame people, it's not to judge. And I'm not a person who wants to judge you. The only thing I want to share is bringing you to some awareness and face that in your own personal life. And to share love, not to reject people. These discoveries will change you. You would have to make the slightest effort, believe me. Psychology and spirituality, as we generally understand it, transfer the bump from your lap to under your seat. They don't really solve your problems. They exchange your problems for other problems. Has it ever struck you? You had a problem, now you exchange it for another one. It's always going to be that way until we solve the problem. Call it you. Dear ones, like I said, no one is calling here to judge you. No one is appointed to discourage you. It is facing yourself as the person you are in this moment, and what you find that needs some changes, to becoming more aware in your own reality, to become more a person in awareness. And you can fool yourself and you can fool others, but I say it again, you cannot fool God. He even is facing your reality, a hard part in your life. I believe that it's far most the best that can happen in your life, that you face your own reality and want to change that if necessary. To become part of that peace deep inside of you. And you don't have to have comments what others say to you. And I'm not saying that we don't need encouragement and that we don't need love. And that we have some people or good friends or brothers or sisters or our spouses that they sometimes are our reality, because we look in mirrors to each other. And what do we see? So may God bless you and find your truth inside of yourself. Remember this, or whatever you have to go through, you're not doing it alone. Blessings to all of you. And may God bless you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. May you find peace within, and may that peace stay there. And don't be scared. Don't. Blessings to all of you. This is your Pastor Yeti. I love you guys. Bye.